ene ya wada February bosom da etosunum e wa fempem mienu na eduno ensiemo me do me da wasese aka me ho e wa RKTV so se me de wi apram to beka se e ba besomo adaro ma beka ye ho like comment pia share na subscribe ma sem no enko ni ka me ho ne ehwe ensem ne bi ebedi mu akotene wakase yi emu na mampanyi John Dramani Mahama atrese big push agenda ene Accra research na ade bebo ama mainga na afa ne ntuma pa ede efra sawanso so ena asam okujeto ablakwa atwemu sssi a no pese okọ Zambia maimu a anaso pese ofi Zambia ede ba mainga na mu hia se obenya visa sawanso so ena nipa no bi esusu se senior mpanyifo pese mo sesa Kotoka International Airport no ono ade amanyasem no ene no transport minister twemu se enya sa insem no ebika we no na meji bre akenka ni nyina dia somo se area premto rekase e o RKTV eso mama na Grace Pentecostal Church ase saranso so na meda Happy Life Adult Education and I so Happy Life Media School ene ye nim komune ne yin djuma fefe me a meji bre na makenka kase no e de asomo midi e de ganu elom mama ntwa me homra sisi a me ba ye be hyensem nase medofo medawase sa oje bread twemi afi nsam no mu enie na yesha se emfri ye mampanyi John Dramani Mahama eso na nche bia na edbetu menim se mampanyi e de akwanto bia hye so se de be ba kopiem e o Zambia maimu na wetim ne mpanyifo di nkomo afa oman mienu yi emu na ndrada na mampanyi ene Ghana fon mu bia won e o Zambia maimu kwa setena na odi to de twum se big push agenda na fe Accra research agenda wode bae no eno bebo ama ye man Ghana etimi afa ne ntuma no efra yente ne nsem ne bia wode tudwa.
We inherited a country that was sick, let me put it at that. The economy was in crisis, governance was in tatters. We had so many issues in all sectors, in education, in healthcare, in agriculture. And most of all, we had defaulted on our debts. Our debts to GDP had risen above 100%. And nobody wanted to lend to Ghana again. Ghana was almost becoming a basket case. And so we fought the election on the overarching theme of the reset agenda. We said that our objective was to win power and reset Ghana in all sectors. And I likened it to when your computer freezes. However much you punch the key, it won't unfreeze. You have to reset the computer and then it will start working again. And so we said that Ghana needed a reset. Now the reset cuts across all sectors. It's not in respect of any one sector. It has to do with governance and looking at our constitution again. And that's how come we promised that under governance, we're going to set up a constitution review committee to review our constitution and make necessary amendments in order to make it a living constitution that can serve us for another 30 to 50 years. And so I ignited that process as soon as I came into office, and the committee finished its work, presented its report. We are just at the point of announcing the Constitution Review Implementation Committee that will start the process of implementing the Constitution. The other side and the governance on the reset agenda was accountability, and that is the fight against corruption. People who hold public trust must be accountable to the people. And a time was coming when there was such impunity in government. It was like people just went into politics and government to enrich themselves. And so every week, every fortnight, there was a major scandal. And that was part of the reason for the loss of trust in the political elite. And so it was necessary to come and bring that to order. And first of all, to look at people who had abused the public trust and hold them accountable. But at the same time, send a signal to our own people that if you cross the line like they have, you will also find yourself in the same position. We'll have to deal with you. I'll not be happy about it, but it demands that if you also abuse public trust, the law is the law. It must work and hold you to account.
Yeah, that's why Jina Sansem ye emu and our face of society na ya emu. Na yera some okuja to a black or no any so for share. I want to know who some so ya my gun monoso copium I was such media say. Now bro cousin or the to judge says I bread on him penny form at Nasa she said the bear this a biara and as a visa and biara and man whom so be person from my Ghana. A copium I was Zambia Nasa and poop so free Zambia may be Pimo Ghana. And you can say we have visa.
For the first time in the history of Ghana-Zambia relations, we are going to have a free visa between our two countries. So you no longer have to stress about visas. So we are going to have a visa waiver agreement, and it is one of the conditions that Prez Mahama gave us for this visit. He said, Foreign Minister, if you don't make this happen, don't join me on this visit. So Chief Director will tell you, whilst I was in Latvia, I was on her, she was chairing the technical committee meetings. I told her that you know the directive. So I'm told that it was, because we have 3 kinds of passports. They have only 2, diplomatic and then ordinary passports. So they didn't see how, they said we are not aligned because we have diplomatic, service and ordinary passports. But we told them there is a presidential directive. If you want our president to be here and you want his wishes to be granted, then you have to make sure that we reach this deal. And at 11:30 p.m. last night, they reached out to their president and he said, if it's my brother's wish, I'm going to grant you. So we have the visa waiver agreement. This will bring the number to 15 visa waiver agreements since President Mahama was sworn into office.
Order for my aunt swag as seen young people in some fufro a mum. Na enche bia na edbe to menu say aban say said the bear to international airport no on my ever sardine no abayan account national airport. Na nipan bebrena is to say a damn penny form it is a din aya amanyon sem and our things so tribalism. Now when I'm so I'm a suffer on my share ya kwanto din won sem yera Joseph Bukari ni pe ono ni sem trofa kasa no twum senye no corridor esanse Accra International Airport din na kasa no e wo hod dada every kwame kumamreso.
Now the situation is such that we are not doing this with any political thinking. We are doing this to come from a very neutral point of view that Accra is our capital city. It is not anybody's name. If we want to name other monuments or any other national facilities to people, this is the time that we are looking at restructuring them. For the fact that we had a name and it was changed to honor somebody in his role in the 1966 coup, we feel that that history is not what the Ghanaian will want to hear. The fact that it had an original name, and that name was when the first president gave that name to the airport, we should do that, and Kwame Nkrumah himself in his grave will remember, even if the spirit is anywhere and it is coming home, it will get to his original Accra International Airport.
Yeah, to akasia no eso nene no mensni krache e de ma Birim Central. Yera Solomon Kusi Brako ene no wode nsimba betudwa awotwemu ese eye achim odam market awon masun fufo kram wetumi e de ohantwetwemu e de wotwen e de ama omo stores nankasa eye wonum edie na enwechi wasanso de nsema tudwa twemu se sene amampanyi anase Mashabedweni edema achimoda yera Alexander Kwesi Akwa ekwatina be fotintan fide no so ede nsembi etudwa awotwum ese onuma ede edwa no ede ama edwedifo no mu bia wonum efi asamankase ene akwetia no enya ade anokwa biara egomu yente ne nsem bia wokan
abedi kan akire mu se krata ye troma ne se omma yinipa no oka kire yen se ono onfa nipa bia anye den emba indirectly esan se oni oman mu afei otena asempa FM eka se na market no na nko betimi ache ansa na MPP afri aban mu na asemete se ebusa ye ho se ejano assembly dia ana say MP ni dia enu nti no control na owo MPP abreso assembly no gina bi omo besi bia na je so omo consult na ansa enne ohu ni say oni sa control ni bi because me onti me control me on farm adwuma mu. And if he has any intention say me obi obetimi manipulate me obi obetimi control me by this time na say baby a gina see no e was say MP ni who said there be me that kind of person. I'll be very respectful to him, but I'll be firm and fair. It is our allegations now. Oh, you know, when who say to see our dark room, Hanu say ajo, and you know, so some of the day then a back room. Nipa back for to see about be one another can be for dark room. Now a negativity and no man a best say crony. As a leader, you don't do that. As a leader, you don't base your facts. And I said the other cover bunting based on hearsays because a normal account. As empire feminine na nanka me expectation is say nipa nanka o di dwumadi no ho chiame no obefre assembly mpanifo ni bi no wabusa omo akwa yese yatie asem ba akopɛ na wato mframam nti obi o tie bia onu say ene MC no obae no obepam ma na yeden afiri ho enya no kore nti no yaye 88% allocation in terms of nipa na omote wodada no na otwe ebesi mu no oma na omo wa patamu no so no ye de obi a de ebeyeden ebema no enti me fa saa konye so no makache obi bia se ensem na MP no ekokan ye no enya no kore me ba ye no mo so we dwane de ntimi ncheda ontimi nche dwane da esan so omunim se o ma hyehyɛ adwuma omo de o ma ko hye obi achi se ono be manage market no 10 years me ba be ye MC so omo se me de ABC na ba wie na o mampani Mahama e de ma betena ha me BC ya adwen na me de hu se a sole proprietorship company entimi nya managing director me BC adwen na me hu se ejapade ya assembly dia obi ntimi fa assembly ejapade nkoma obi se ombe manage without assembly members no omokwa se omunim enu no enema akoso in the past no is a thing of the past by omumpo ejano in terms of allocation ne chane there so all the big shops ne ka ho we are about 80% through and by next week you better and say free home. Sa company e ko fa omo say omo no be manage market no omo frame say omo aboka wo dwanu me ka so omo say omo fa court omo fa kwa sem de bia omo nim say legitimately omo ni assembly no contract and as a contract and assembly no ability sa contract na omo fa court and I don't think say honorable Alexander Kwesi Akwa on ye kasama for and a spokesperson Emma hatch those ventures sa company ye de omo buy so omo no be manage market no me ni say onaba kwesi akwa oye kasama for ma omo ni interest o sa ku ni mu na sa enipa ku ni mu no nipa salifu rama no ni interest o ni mu ntia na breso no otena o ye nhwe ha say yemfa adwapade kese emma no nko manage e breto wantimi anko search the background of that company no ni interest no mo obi ehu ba say o ni interest bia o na ye odanfo ma no na eda na koma so opese o mo free baby o mo tene dia eno de dwumadie na yedi ni pepepe information bi obi anya bia no ye de bema no but I want to state emphatically say allegations are MP no make you as Empire FM are completely baseless, unfounded and unsubstantiated bedamu mina mase
Medofo ma yerie kase no apomudin ensemu yefa mokopemu ewo Korle Bu Teaching Hospital na we na allied health professionals awonum ewo sayaresabia yi edi atwemu ese eye strike awonum ehyehyɛ yesenkom be kono ani no wonum atwa ne nyina edi assign ne nyina efa omo allied health services directorate na afin so mpanyfa wonum eda laboratories ahodo ano no enya ade awonum ewo benisent wonim mpanyfa kan amane no mpanyfo atwemu se ombetu ho anamom na General Secretary Edema Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union Dr. Cephas Kofi Akotuono and on some for Ekasai.
Now, when you come to the Korle Bu Central Lab itself, where the main laboratory departments are found, we need a leader at that place as well. And that leader is who we call the laboratory manager. So he is the one that will be appointed to support the work of the head of department. So currently, what we have is just the appointment of head of laboratory services. We do not have the laboratory manager appointed yet. But management has promised that they are going to appoint the laboratory manager within the acting officer within 1 week, and within 1 month duration there will be competitive selection process. So the person who emerged becomes a substantive officer. So we gave ourselves 1 month duration to get the laboratory manager appointed, to also get the director of Allied Health Services appointed if processes at the Public Service Commission is done. However, there is an administrative process that we do not control. That is the processes at the Public Service Commission. And as reasonable workers, we are going to engage and also police the process. Wherever there is need for us to shout, we shout.
Order for ye de kase no esi ne mom no mame mbo na posaposo ni bi emfa ensomo ne no mampanyi John Dramani Mahama atwemu se Accra research agenda and afin so big push no ya de beboa ama oman na timi afa ne ntima pa e de efra Sara so na yera samokwaje to black atwemu se sisi ano de e ho hia Accra se obenya visa anse na wetimi akwa Zambia mamu anase mpo se odi be fi Zambia mamu e de abaye man Ghana Sara nso so na mpanyinfa mu sɛ sina nipa no mu bi so sɛ Kotoka International Airport a wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn yi edin no fi so no wɔn mo de ayɛ amanyɔsɛm mpanyinfa mu a nokora biara ennim Mame nkoso na Grace Pentecostal Church soma sene besanso da Happy Life Adult Education na Happy Life Media School na me ameje breaking kan kase na de somo midin de Gano Elom Meda production crew ni nyina ase yebesan de enwume no nsia kase eba besomo memamumo enehwe